Jennifer with Mindful Movement, Mindful Living, and I'm here today to talk about shoes. So I'm going to share, I mentioned this in a previous video. I'm here today, I'm going to share my spring, summer wardrobe, I guess, of shoes for this upcoming season, spring and summer, that are alignment friendly. And that's going to be a little different for everybody. So I just want to mention that before I talk about my shoes, because these are, I get questions a lot because I teach mindful movement. So I do get questions a lot from people regarding what types of shoes they should wear, what types of shoes I wear. And so what I'm going to share today are shoes that are going to give you the most natural gait that you can have. Now, that doesn't mean that everyone should be jumping into these types of shoes. So this is not going to be appropriate for everybody right now. So for example, if you are used to wearing a shoe with a really stiff sole, or an elevated heel that's higher than your toes, like a high heel, or even a running shoe that has a lift in the heel, you are going to need to probably give your body some time to adjust by maybe wearing a slightly less stiff sole or a slightly lower heel, and be gradual. Maybe do some corrective exercises to help really work that strength and mobility in your feet. So I mentioned this also in the last video. It's kind of like when you're strength training is great. You want to be strong, but you don't want to start on day one with 200 pounds, right? So same thing with this. A minimal, allowing your foot to move naturally in a shoe is great, but you don't want to shock your body, because that, could end up with some tension or strain or injury. So we always want to be really mindful and listen to our body and be patient, give your body time to adjust. So without further ado, here are my shoes. So I am comfortable, I am barefoot a lot. I do a lot of exercises and mobility and strength work with my feet. So I am comfortable in without a lot of support. So that's what you're gonna see here. So as far as an alignment friendly, like a shoe that allows your foot to move as it would, naturally, if we weren't in a world of shoes. The four big things that I look for are, first of all, a wide toe box. So just a toe box that is wide enough that your toes can, kind of spread out and move, that they're not sort of crunched in together. And that's a good place to start. So even if you're used to wearing a high heel or a stiff sole, a good place to start is maybe just to have a shoe with a wider toe box so your toes aren't all squished in. And then you want to look for what I look for is a flexible, thin flexible sole in a shoe. So it just really allows for some nice movement in my feet so that they're not restricted in their movement any more than they have to be. And then I look for a shoe that attaches itself to my foot. And that sounds strange. It sounds like they obviously should all be attaching themselves, but they don't. And a good example of that is a flip-flop or a clog. Something where you just sort of slide your foot in and it doesn't attach at the heel. So if you think about if you're wearing flip-flops to the beach or something, when you're walking, your foot is working a little bit to stay in your shoe, so you don't walk out of your flip-flop on the way to the beach. So that would not be what I'm looking for. What I would be looking for is something that attaches itself to your foot so that your foot is not working just to avoid walking out of your shoe. So that's another big piece of what I look for in a sort of alignment friendly shoe. So it would be a wide toe box, a flexible sole. It attaches itself to your foot. And then the fourth piece that main piece that I look for is that it has a zero drop. And a zero drop just means that the heel and the toe are on the same level, that the heel isn't lifted, even a little bit. So sometimes even shoes that are considered flats, or running shoes, or kid shoes, rain boots, often have a heel that's higher than the toes, even though they're not like a high heel shoe. Most shoes actually do have a heel that's a little bit raised. So I look for a zero drop where the heel is not raised. So just to recap, those are the 4 things I look for. The wide toe box, it attaches itself to your foot. There's a thin, flexible sole, and there's a zero drop. So those are the 4 key elements that I look for when I'm buying shoes. So it can be hard to find shoes actually that meet all of those criteria. I would say your average trip through a shoe store, you certainly can find shoes that meet this criteria, but the majority of them don't meet all of these criteria. So sometimes I have to do a little research to kind of find it, or order online. I that's also an easy way to get it. So I will start. So I'm going to start with an obvious one that you're probably expecting. So let's just do that one first. So Vibrams, I'm going to start with. So these are the Vibrams. They're the 5-finger ones. So they have individual toes, which is awesome. So you don't actually, this doesn't have a wide toe box. It just has like individual toes, even better. So now, of course my toes can move as I want because see how they're just individual little toes. This is a sandal version, so I really like it for spring and summer. It's pretty light. You can see here, it's a super flexible sole. It's really thin. It attaches to my foot. It has a heel, it has these straps in the front. So it attaches to my foot. It has a zero drop. It has a thin, flexible sole, and my toes can move as they please. So this is a really great one for me. I love this, especially when I'm on natural surfaces. Like for example, if I'm hiking in the woods or something like that, it's really nice. I like to be able to kind of feel the ground beneath my feet and just get that nice natural feedback as I am moving. So this is my first shoe that I'll show you to move mindfully in alignment. And again, because my feet, I have already worked to make sure that my feet are strong and flexible enough to wear these. If this is something that's new to you and you're wearing stiffer shoes or heeled shoes, or you're new to sort of this type of movement, this might be really extreme for you, in which case I do not recommend starting with this. So again, just listen to your body. I'm just showing my personal wardrobe of shoes for this season. So they might be different for you, but this is just to give you some ideas of how to build your alignment-friendly shoe wardrobe in the future. So here we go. So these are great. They're purple, they're cute. My sister gave these to me for my birthday. So thanks, Teresa. So I love these. So there's shoe number 1. After that, I'm going to address the flip-flops because I do have a pair of flip-flops, which seems like the last thing after I just gave that whole talk. But I do have a pair of flip-flops. We love going to the beach. We live near the ocean-ish, like an hour. So we go there a lot in the summertime. So it's great to have a pair of flip-flops. So what I have here though, however, so these are Crocs. They're called the Sexy Flip. This is the name of this shoe. I don't know why, but that's the name of the shoe. It's a nice flexible sole. It doesn't have a heel. Your toes can do what they want because they're open. But if you see the big difference here is that it attaches at the heel. So when I wear this shoe, I am not working, my foot's not working to prevent walking out of my shoe. It's on there nice and sturdy. My foot doesn't have to do anything to keep my shoe on my foot. So these are nice. These I actually saw somebody wearing these at the beach and went up and asked them what they were because I love them so much. And then I ordered them online. So that's how I found these. So these were great because that was sort of something that, because we do like to go to the beach a lot, was sort of eluding me how to find a good waterproof, beach friendly, kind of easy on off shoe. So this is the answer that I found were these. So there they are, Crocs. And I'll put links to these too. These are a few years old, but I know they still sell these. And then I actually have another pair. So those are great for the beach. I do like to have, so as great as those Vibrams are, they don't go with everything. If you're going to something dressy or out for like a nice fancy dinner, probably these aren't going to be the ones you pick. Maybe, which is fine, but this doesn't go with everything I have in my closet for sure. So these are great, I love them, but sometimes I need something that looks a little bit dressier. So these are great for sundresses or even just shorts, just kind of trying to look nicer. These ones that I found, so this is, you can see, This is another flip-flop, but as you can see, it also has this heel on the back, so it attaches to my foot. So these I found from Garnet Hill. I don't know if anybody else carries them, but they are the Ipanema sandal from Garnet Hill. Really nice flexible sole, no heel, it's a flip-flop, and it attaches. My toes can do what they want, and it's got a little embellishment on here. So I think they look a little dressier. These are nice for if I'm wearing a sundress or just want to be a little dressier. These are nice because sometimes, you know, I like to be mindful in my footwear, but I'm not always trying to make like a footwear statement. I'm just trying to be aligned. so these are really nice. So Garnet Hill, Ipanema sandal. They do still carry these. These are, I had a pair that were a few years old that were slightly different that I still have actually, but they were starting to wear out. I don't know if they'll make it through the whole season. So I just bought these. These are new. So they do still carry these as of now anyway. So I'll put a link. And then also along that sort of dressier line are these. Now these are Vivo Barefoot. I love Vivo Barefoot shoes. I have winter boots from them. My kids wear shoes from them. I love, love, love Vivo Barefoot. Pretty much everything I've ever had that I bought from them, or not pretty much, everything I've ever had that I've purchased from them has been great. I just love that you can feel the ground. I love that your foot can move really naturally. Love, love, love them. So here are a pair of ballet flats from them. I've worn them a lot. They look a little worn out. It's because I love them and I wear them a lot. So, and they're actually not that old. But, so these are them. These are ballet flats. Now, I actually got these secondhand from someone who purchased them, I think a while back, and they were the wrong size for them. I think they wore them like once and it was the wrong size. So I was the benefactor of that. So I purchased them secondhand, which was a big win for me. So these are them, and they're really pretty. They're just sort of like a bronze color, very comfortable. Again, they have a nice wide toe box, super flexible sole. This is their sole, really flexible. It attaches to my foot. Love, love, love this shoe. It looks really cute with, you know, with sundress or just kind of if you're going out, jeans, anything comfortable. Really nice. And then I have one more. This is another company that I love, love, love. Actually, all these companies I love. But these are Unshoes. So Unshoes is the same. Unshoes is the best. I love this company. They have also a really nice flexible sole, always, a wide toe box, a zero drop, everything they make. So if you purchase from this company, same with Vivo Barefoot, you know they'll meet those 4 criteria, always. So just really look how flexible. I could just roll this shoe in a ball. It's so awesome, I think. Nice wide toe box, attaches to my foot, zero drop as you can see. And these are just great. So these are called the Natural Terra Vita shoes. Here's the other one. I love them. So I just got these new this year, so they're still selling them. I just bought them for this spring. They're really nice. They're like a linen. They come in other colors, at least one other color. But these are like a linen. If you can see, there's my shoe up close and personal. So there you go. So this is my shoe. It's like a nice linen color. So it really goes with everything: shorts, skirts, pants, dresses. Just a really nice everyday shoe, but it looks really nice. So. I love it. It's very comfortable. So that is my spring summer shoe wardrobe for this year. So I hope that was helpful. I don't have a ton of shoes, but I don't keep a huge wardrobe, but I really feel that's all I need for what I do, you know, in everyday life. I feel like that's pretty much gets me by. Some are a little sportier, some are a little more outdoorsy, some are nicer for, you know, going places that are a little dressier. And that's all I need. So I hope you found this helpful. Again, everything's gonna be different, you know, depending on where you are, you know, as far as how your feet feel in the shoe. So you don't feel like you have to be in a super minimal shoe, but just, you know, as close as feels comfortable for you. And I'll follow up with some videos with some corrective exercises that you can do to help work mobility and strengthen your feet if you are interested in that, and help align your feet if you have foot pain, or if you're just interested in being able to safely wear minimal shoes when you're going about your day or walking or running or hiking. I'll certainly follow up with that as well. So keep an eye out for that. You can subscribe to my channel actually, and then you'll get a notification when it comes out. You won't miss it. So that will be helpful too. But anyway, there's a little sneak peek into my spring summer shoes. I hope that was helpful. I hope you were enjoying the spring summer so far. And I wish you lots of mindful walking. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.